European Business Summit, the theme this year is putting Europe back on track. With me is Rich Wills of Dow Chemical. Rich, what is Dow doing to put Europe back on track?
Well, we've been in Europe since 1952, and Europe is still a very important part of Dow. A large percentage of our customer base is here. A large percentage of our employees are here. So we're looking at Europe as an opportunity to how do we continue to grow in this market? How do we continue to thrive in this market? And we think it's important that people understand the value of manufacturing brings to a place like Europe, a place like the United States. All too often people want to put a nail into manufacturing in the developed parts of the world, particularly the U.S. and Europe. And we think that manufacturing is very important to places like Europe. Because manufacturing, you bring good, high-paying, sustainable jobs. Manufacturing brings solutions to the issues, the problems we have in the world today.
A lot of pessimists have said in the past that manufacturing does not have a future in Europe. All that will go to China, to Asia. What future do you see for manufacturing in Europe?
I think to counter that, if we say there's no manufacturing, there's no future, then you really have to question about the future of Europe or the United States in the world stage, because everything is grounded on manufacturing. And in our business, chemistry, all of manufacturing is underpinned by chemistry. And so it's very important that we put the policies in place that encourages manufacturing and allows it to stay. And all too often people say that manufacturing is going away from the developing or developed world to the developing world because of labor costs. Well, the fact of the matter is that's just part of the equation, and there are lots of other reasons why manufacturers would want to stay. It's a very large market, Europe, and we'd like to service our market. Most of our manufacturing here in Europe serves this market. But we need to have the right policies in place, the policies with respect to trade, with respect to taxes. R&D. Most R&D is grounded in manufacturing, and that's where the problems are going to be solved.
Herman from Rompuy, the European Council President, just walked past behind you. He still walks over there. What do you see for European national governments? What do they need to do to make sure that Europe can remain attractive as a manufacturing environment?
I think first recognize the importance of manufacturing and what it brings, particularly, as I said, in addressing and offering real common sense solution to the issues that we have today. And then creating an environment that allows manufacturing to survive and in fact thrive in today's area, or today's environment. So energy policy is extremely important. Putting common sense energy policies in place that ensures that manufacturers can get the energy that they need at a price that's competitive globally. The right tax structures in place. Making sure that you incentivize good, solid R&D. And one of our raw materials are people. So making sure the right education systems are in place so that we're encouraging our young people to pursue those careers that are needed for manufacturing, the sciences, the engineering, and those sorts of things.
Allow me to play devil's advocate for a moment. We had, in the last few years, I've been to many summits, European business summits over here, and always we have a similar message. More innovation, more R&D is needed, less red tape. There doesn't seem to be anything new at this summit over here, except that Europe now is in its worst crisis since the 1930s. What can be done differently this time around?
Again, I think it's appreciating that for an economy to be solid, we have to recognize we have to make things. And, there has to be, that's manufacturing. I think our economy's got a little too, in the developed world, got a little too excited about making money from money, okay? And that's, we created a bubble, the bubble burst, and we got into the situation that we're in today. If we have an economy that's based on or recognizes the need to make things, we'll create a much more stable economic situation, and we won't have the sort of the spikes and ups and downs as we've had in the past. Now, how we do that, again, it goes back to the things I talk about, recognizing what we need to be successful in manufacturing and ensure the government's put the right legislation, the right regulations, the right policies in place to encourage that.
Okay, thank you very much for your time. Yeah.